Hola, long time no film. Well, it's me again, Colin Harkness, writing and living the life in Spain. Well, I'm dressed in black today, but there's no significance in that because I'm actually feeling rather happy. The reason I'm feeling rather happy, well, you've guessed it, it's sitting right in front of you now. I have a lovely glass of Cava, it's a Rosado Cava, and it's an interesting one. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in a moment. Now, you can't smell it, of course, but I can tell you that there is a definite aroma of curry in this particular house at the moment. The reason for that is I've just finished off a little bit of a takeaway we had from one of our equal favourite Nepalese restaurants here on the Costa Blanca. And I've just tasted it, and I actually thought, I wonder what's going to go rather nicely with this wine. And I picked a jolly good one. It's this one. It's from Via de la Plata. This is a bodega which is in Extremadura. Extremadura? But we are talking Cava here. Yes, and the reason for that, some of you will know, some of you won't know, that Cava is one of those very unusual areas of production in Spain which is not restricted to just one geographical place. It's true. Most Cavas actually are made in the northeast of Spain, in the Catalonia area, sort of above and around Barcelona really. 95% roughly are made there, but there are other areas in Spain where you are allowed to make exactly the same Cava, using all the same rules, following the rules, using the same grape varieties, etc., etc., and making Cava as well. For example, not very well known, you can make Cava right smack in the middle of the area of D.O. calificada, Denominación de Origen Calificada Rioja. Well, that gives you an idea, and if you can make it there, well, you can make it in other places as well. You can make it actually just up the road from where I live. That's in the Valencia region, round about the area of Utia Requena. But this one, oh no, this is actually coming from a long, long way away. It's from Extremadura. We're talking almost Portugal here. And this particular bodega, Via de la Plata, reckons it's the first Cava that's actually made in Extremadura. I'm sure they're right as well. Well, if this is the first, I'd be very interested to try others, if there are others. Well, there's certainly others from this particular bodega, and I've tried them all. They very kindly sent me a couple of boxes so that I was able to try them all. And there will be an article coming up in the Costa News group, which I write for as well. I wanted to tell you about this particular one though. It's made with two grape varieties. Obviously the two grape varieties are accepted in D.O. Cava, or they wouldn't be able to call it Cava. It's Garnacha, yeah, that is a Spanish grape variety. The French call it Grenache, but it's a Spanish grape variety, Garnacha. And the other one is definitely a French variety, and this is Pinot Noir. Now, you've heard of Pinot Noir. Now, you've heard of Pinot Noir because of the wonderful red wines it makes in Burgundy, but also because it is one of the principal grape varieties that makes champagne, also a sparkling wine. Yeah, so this is a combination of those, and it actually works rather well. You can see it's quite a dark coloured rosé wine. I was at a tasting fairly recently where there was some pale coloured rosé wines, rather like Provençal style, but that's one of the great things about Spain, in as much as you can really taste the whole, you can see the whole spectrum of pink, if you like, the whole spectrum of rosé or Rosado in this country wines, from the very pale Provençal style to the almost wannabe red wines, and this is one of those really. It's getting towards quite a dark colour. Now, it's made with those two grape varieties, Garnacha and Pinot Noir, and it actually has between 9 and 25 months in Rima. This is where they keep the bottles sort of upside down, really, where it's in contact with its lees, so that gives it a little bit of extra body. Now, some of the wine that was made and bottles was kept for just the minimum. You have to do it for at least 9 months, just kept for the minimum, but some of it also was kept for a rather lot longer, and that's 25 months in in the enrima position, so therefore gathering some intensity, some extra body, and indeed some flavour from the leaves, which have done their job, died and gone to the bottom of the bottle, although of course the bottom of the bottle in this case is the neck, because it's turned in rima upside down more or less. What happens is that the wine over a period of time actually improves when it's spelt time with its lees, and you can tell that improvement because it adds a little bit more body when it's actually in your mouth. But that doesn't mean to say that it takes away any of the freshness. It doesn't take away freshness at all. It's a delightful cava, and it is cava. It's the first to come out from Extremadura. I believe it may well be certainly the first and the only rosé wine to come out of it. It's made with Garnacha and Pinot Noir, and it has a really endearing element of fruit to it. Particularly, I'm talking not raspberry like we often say when we're talking about Rosado wines here in Spain, but actually strawberries. And I'll go a bit further than that, tinned strawberries as well. Who has tinned strawberries these days? Well, tinned strawberries sort of came about when there was a bit of a shortage of strawberries at certain times of the year, of course, very seasonal. These days it seems there are no seasons. I'm not sure if it's a bad thing or a good thing really, but you can get strawberries most of the time of the year, so probably I won't be surprised if there are no tinned strawberries any longer. But tinned strawberries perhaps had a slightly more, a little bit more sweetness to them than the real thing. And it's that really that I'm referring to when I say that there's an aroma but also a flavour of strawberries here. This has actually got 10 milligrams of sugar per litre. Now, in order to call it a brut, you can go up to, I think it's 12, so it's actually getting closer to that mark, but it still is a brut. It has a touch of sweetness to it, which, as I said before, well, it goes perfectly with the curry I've just had. You might like to try it sometime. Enjoy.